Hi, I'm Shari with Organizational Learning and Talent Development. There is so much to be learned from how we as a county have responded to COVID-19, and we want to capture those lessons. To start us off, would you remind us on what some of those factors are that you've noticed when you've seen employees really be able to flourish in this time?
You know, Sherry, and thank you again for the opportunity, and thank you all for being here and being part of the conversation, because I think this is a teachable moment, if you will. And there's so many actions that individual employees have put forward that really demonstrate the creativity of our county, what it means to be nimble, if you will, to do and to take action and to create something that's not been created and to do it with heart. I think we have some stories that are going to be told.
We do.
So take it away.
All right. Well, let's start. When we think about our customers, we have so many different kinds of customers. And of course, our businesses are core to who we are as a county. And so, Jeff, tell us about, our county manager just talked about being able to be nimble, being flexible, and being able to turn on a dime. So how did purchasing do this? And because you all had processes that probably were in place one way, and I'm guessing you, just like the rest of us, had to suddenly make things happen a different way.
Yeah. So I'm not a buyer, but I work with, I think, some of the finest in this area. I think our procurement staff, by far, is the best. And what I observed from where I sat was that even in the midst of our own personal crises, we're going home, we don't know what to expect. At some point we didn't know if our jobs were going to be protected. Still, our buying team put the needs of the county and our citizens first, and they did that by automating processes. Procurement is so paper intensive, like it is tons of paper, but making things electronic where we could, recording bid openings, electronic submissions, all of that was new for our department. We talked about it, but we felt like we had time to be able to do it. But, it was over a week, 2 weeks that we really got that in process.
Jeff, let me ask you a question, and I don't mean to interrupt, but
Yes, sir.
It raises, so you have been in procurement now for how many years in your career?
Well, combined probably about 3 to 6 years. 3 years with the county.
So 3 years here, and you were with another organization prior to. So public procurement is one of the most regulated, one of the most restrictive things that is out there.
Yes, sir.
And so we're talking about creativity in public procurement. And the fact that you were able to turn some things around and move paper and move transactions that needed to be moved.
Yes, sir. Yes, absolutely. It seemed like it was overnight. It just seemed like that's how quickly it happened. And the good thing for us, and we talked about it because we have great leadership, we talked about it just yesterday, we will not go back to where we were. So it's already innovative, and we've made, significant strides that, will be pioneer. And I know other localities will follow suit.
That's just astounding. So that's what's happening kind of from a paperwork standpoint, flipping it so quickly to electronic. Meanwhile, we've got our vendors, our businesses out there also reeling from this crisis. So I know you very directly work with those folks. Tell us about how that's been.
Right. So they now all have my personal cell because I'm working from home. But I have met more vendors probably over the past 6 weeks than I have over the past 6 months. And and I'm really serious about that. And the COVID crisis has led that, because I'm hearing from folks who have unique products and services that they want to get in front of our teams as we look at workplace readiness, how we get back in the workforce. And I still want them to know that Henrico is open for business. So I'm talking to them at 5:30 and 6 o'clock because they want to show me their stuff. And what else do I have to do? But it is a great opportunity that it's been seamless. None of the vendors even recognize that we're not doing the business that we constantly do or regularly do. So it's been great. And I've gotten good response because they feel like we're still listening. There's a listening ear out there when other places may not even be entertaining meetings.
And in our last video, we talked about how what we give, the energy and the time that we're out there giving ends up coming back to us. And when you were talking about some of those innovative ideas, it sounds like because of that, because of all these relationships and because of talking to folks, you're discovering things that we're in the end going to be able to possibly use as a county.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. From the plexiglass kind of windows that we will use for our customer-facing associates, to the temperature monitoring systems. I mean, and folks are creative, and there's so much out there, and they just want to be heard. And recognizing that we're still in a procurement process, and some of that's going to have to be competitively bid, but folks just want to be heard. And so that's what we're doing a lot of, and I think it'll benefit us in the long run.
And you work with, in particular, some of the most vulnerable. So in this crisis we've talked about who's vulnerable to the health aspects of it, but you working with small businesses, minority owned, I mean, they're also the most vulnerable because they don't have a backup like a franchise might.
That's exactly right, Carrie. And what I believe that will come out of this crisis relative to the business community is that we are going to look for those small, local owned, because we may not be able to impact a national franchise, but we can certainly impact our next door neighbor who owns a business, who's in our county.
And that is such a great theme for everything that this county's been doing. We're actually going to have more videos where we get to meet more of you and hear more of your stories, because there are just so many powerful examples of how everybody's been giving to the community, giving to each other. And to me, that just really speaks powerfully about who we are as a county.